Hey, this is Sharon. Thank you for joining me here, stepping by and checking out my channel. My name's Sharon Lisa Herzog. I am a soul whisperer, which means that I empower you to reconnect to your heart, to find your soul purpose, your truth. I'm also a certified nutrition and health coach, so I'm very passionate about well-being, and I genuinely love to see people thrive when they find their soul truth, and also when people are healthy, when we keep this physical body healthy. I today want to talk about gratitude. I know that in the United States this past week it's been Thanksgiving, and I know in Canada Thanksgiving was a few weeks earlier. Where I live, Thanksgiving is not a holiday. But when I used to live in Canada, which was many years ago, Thanksgiving was always my favorite holiday. And it was my favorite holiday because it is the purest of giving thanks. It is family and friends coming together, sharing a meal, laughter, telling stories, maybe watching movies, and genuinely appreciating each other. And it's not about spending loads of money on gifts and getting caught up in the craziness of the holiday season, which we're now stepping into. So we see this craziness come at Christmas time, and also we see this craziness come around Easter in a different way. But I just really love the notion of having gratitude for each other, just because, for no other reason. And I know that there's a story behind the Thanksgiving with the pilgrims and landing in the country and being thankful for their harvest, and all of that is really beautiful. But I find living in a country where we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and having experienced it myself, I find that it's a reminder for us to be thankful every day. It's a reminder for us to find gratitude every day. And like any national holiday or celebration, these are reminders for us to be grateful for the people, our family, our friends, for the people in our lives, to be grateful for those who support us, to be grateful for what we do have. When we focus on what we don't have, everything is energy. When we focus on what we don't have, we get more of that, which is not what we want. When we focus on the things that we do have and be so genuinely grateful for those things, then we start to flourish. And we can start by being grateful with the small things that are perhaps insignificant. Maybe that the sun's shining today, maybe being grateful that the birds in the trees outside and their beautiful chirping and whistling. Or maybe it's grateful for the roof over my head, grateful for the roof that provides shelter and comfort, grateful for the food that I have on my table every day. So finding little things to be grateful for where you are right now. We don't need to create gratitude for the massive house and the sports cars, and you can, of course, but it doesn't have to be that. We can be grateful, and I just find it really more genuine, I guess, to be grateful for the things that we really do have in our lives, the simple things. And of course, if you have elaborate and a big house and a nice car and a boat, and be grateful for those things, because you've obviously worked hard to achieve those things. You've put the effort in, you've taken action, and you've achieved those things through your actions. And so be grateful for those things. So there's no shame in where you are at, whether you have lots of nice things or not. We are where we are at, and to change those things, we need to start with gratitude. We need to start with being thankful for those in our lives, those who support us, and being thankful for everything that is in our life. And when we start a regular practice of gratitude, it really does start to fill your heart, and you start to change the way that you look and feel about your life. You start to really feel more positive. You start to focus less on the things that you don't have. You start to focus less on the things that you don't have, less on the things that you want and have not yet achieved. Because when you know you want those things, you're putting it into your energy, but your vibration needs to match that energy. And if we're constantly thinking about the things that we don't have, then the vibration is not a match. And so one of the things that I found really interesting is, for years I'd been studying the law of attraction and, the movie The Secret, the book The Secret, and there's some key information in there that's missing. For us to be able to manifest what we desire, it's fine they tell us to, dream about all these things that you want. Dream about the house you want, where you want to live, the type of work you want to be doing, how you want your life to look. Dream about it, see it, feel it, live it. And then that's it. And then you go back to the way that you were before. And the way you were before, perhaps, is, I don't have these things in my life, but I want them. I don't have this yet, but I'm working towards it. And the universe doesn't understand that negative. It just sees the energy of, I don't have this yet, but this is what you're going to get more of. And I feel like I'm not explaining that. I'm going to ask, I want to explain that in a simpler term. It is a simple notion, but it is a hard one to explain. So the more we think about what we don't have, then that's what our energy is projecting, and it's a negative energy. But if you're thinking about the things that you do have, then that's a positive energy. And if you start to feel like you already live in that house, you already live in that location, you already have that lifestyle, if you start to feel like that is already your reality, then your vibration becomes a match. So the way that we start to get there is to be grateful for the things that we do have right now, as simple as they are. So I am grateful for the trees outside my window. I am grateful that the sun is out today. I am grateful for nature. I am grateful for the roof over my head. I am grateful for the people in my life. And then once you start to really feel the joy that that creates, you can start to then bring in the gratitude of the things that you really want as if they're already here. And that is the secret. We need to feel and see and believe that this is already our life, because everything is energy. So the energy you put out is what you get back. So I hope I've made that simple for you to understand. It is a difficult concept to grasp, and I see it in my head, and I feel like I've not been able to necessarily put it into simple terms to be able to explain so that you can grasp it. And I hope that I have, in that last little analogy, been able to help you understand that by focusing on the things that you don't have, that's you're creating more of what you don't have. And that's why you get stuck, and that's why things don't change. But when you start to focus on everything that you do have, and then gradually extend yourself into what you do want as if it's already here, your vibration becomes a match for those things, and then it naturally happens. Try it out for yourself. Notice how you feel. And this can be a really good time to take journal every day of the gratitude, and just note how you're feeling. So day one, and you might not be feeling good, you might be feeling crappy, but start being grateful. And then day two, and just continue doing it for 30 days. See how you feel. I guarantee if you practice gratitude daily for a month, your energy will shift. And you can start with something simple as 3 things to be grateful for as soon as you wake up in the morning. And it might be repetitive for the first week until you start to really fall into the real act of gratitude. Because when you feel stuck, it can be hard to find things to be grateful for. I know, I've been there. So try that out for 30 days if that resonates with you. If you feel inclined, allow yourself to free form write. Today I'm so grateful for, and list a whole page. Just allow yourself to write until there's nothing left. Once you get into the flow of that, you'll fill a page, a long page of an A4 notebook. You'll fill it. You might think that you won't when you sit down to do it, but once you allow yourself to step into that flow, you will feel it. Because there are so many things to be grateful for. We just need to open our eyes and to look for them, and to see them, and to feel them. I remember years ago, I really wanted a particular job, and on the outside, it was my dream job. It was my ultimate dream job. It's what I was aspiring for many, many years. And there were a lot of applicants. There were, I think, about 200 people who applied for it. And I used to go outside the building and sit just before I'd go in for interview. And I'd sit and imagine seeing myself walking up towards the building every day, walking through the park to get there, coming in, and I'd go and walk around in the building, and I would imagine what it was like if I was working there every day, and I would see it and I would feel it, and I held on to that feeling so that I felt that even when I wasn't actually physically there, I carried that feeling with me, and I got the job. Out of 200 people, I got the job. I felt like I'd won the lottery. So you can actually create your own reality, right? Now, I will say, when you do things like that, be careful what you're asking for. You need to be quite specific, because 3 weeks into that job, I realized it was a nightmare, and I realized it was not at all what I had been led to believe, and it wasn't at all what I was hoping it to be. And so it was a very difficult 3 years as I tried to make it work, and in the end I gave up, which was very disappointing for me. It was very, very very hard for me to throw in the towel for that position, because I so badly wanted that to be my dream job, and it just wasn't. So be specific about what you're asking for. So when I created that reality. It was the external aspect of me coming to work every day. I didn't visualize what it was going to be like when I was inside working with those people and, the culture of the place. I didn't visualize any of that. And so therefore I got a mismatch, right? So that was a lesson learned. And we learn from these things. This is what our life is about. We're always evolving and growing. You hear me say this all the time. We're always evolving and growing. And that was a massive learning for me, is to be more specific about what it is that I want to bring in. But you can do it. It's possible. Absolutely is possible. We're not taught how to do that. We're not taught how to manifest. I'm thinking that maybe there is something on manifestation that perhaps I might need to bring through more of to help people manifest more. Anyway, that's just a thought that just started brewing. That just came down through to me. So that might be something you see me do more of. I'm not sure. It just came through then. So today I am really grateful for all of you watching and subscribing. I'm really grateful for my health and my family's health. I'm really grateful for my lovely cat, my kitty cat, who gives the best cuddles. And I'm really grateful for the nature that is at my fingertips. It's right outside my door. And I'm really grateful for the things that I'm moving towards. There's so many things to be grateful for. It's a practice. There is a gratitude meditation, a short gratitude meditation in my meditations. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. I think it might be being thankful. I think you might find that under the 5-minute meditations. I think it's a short meditation. But it's nice to be grateful given the energies of previous weeks. So really up until the last few days, I felt like someone was sitting on my chest, and I just felt this weight, and it feels nice to have a little bit of lightness, and gratitude can really bring that through. So I feel the energy has shifted since so many people have created this gratitude space, because it's a collective energy. So many people have come together at the same time or on the same day and been thankful for each other, been thankful for the food on their plate, been thankful for, prosperity in their lives. And that creates a positive energy into the collective. And so the energies feel so much lighter today coming out of that. So I want to say thank you all for doing that. Thank you all for having Thanksgiving, especially during this time when we have been suffering so much pain, so much hurt, so much fear, and helplessness. Many of us have felt helpless with current global situations and events. There's no excuse for what's been happening. It shouldn't be happening. Those sorts of events should not be going on in today's world. It's not a conversation I choose to go into right now, but it feels like the energy is much lighter, and gratitude can lift that. So if you are feeling anxious, depressed, sad, helpless, if you're feeling any of those things, then try gratitude. practicing gratitude, and start with 3 things. Start with 3 things every day. And if you really feel inclined, you can do 3 things first thing in the morning, 3 things at night. And that can really help you to shift your energy so that you start to move out of that funk, move out of that stuck feeling of, things aren't happening for me, I'm not moving forward, things are not. And, sometimes it's a practice to really believe it, but you need to really believe the things that you're grateful for. You say it over and over and over. Three times, 3 things is a minimum. I mean, ideally you want to be doing a rant and really shifting your energy. I mean, the other thing you can do to shift your energy is ecstatic movement. I like calling it freeform movement. Put on some music, put it on really loud, whatever music you love, and just dance. Dance like a banshee, right? Just dance like a wild banshee, and who cares who's around. If you're in your own home, no one's looking, that's great. But just dance and allow yourself to be carried by the music and just move. It's one of the most freeing things that you can do. Yeah. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for your gratitude in this past week. I want to say thank you for subscribing and liking my videos. And let's hope that this week moving forward continues to carry forward this lightness, because it's a much nicer energy, especially moving into the holidays, which gets quite crazy. So we need some lightness to help carry us through this crazy time that we're moving into. So I wish you all a really beautiful week. Choose wisely and live vibrantly. Speak soon.